What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. Apologies for being a little bit late. I had some Wi-Fi issues. Hopefully those are resolved. So in the chat, you guys can let me know if there are some issues with the Wi-Fi, but I cannot do anything about it because it's not coming from inside. But with me, Norbert, we're gonna talk about the game a little bit coming up because I'm not really planning to do a live tomorrow because I doubt I will make it. We'll talk about the big topic, and that's Vlahovic, with the news being out there that he's holding basically our transfer window back, and not just him in general. Not being able to move on players apparently is potentially costing us. So that's what we're gonna talk about, and any other news that the chat will bring up as per usual. How are you doing, Norbert? Football wise, because it's been I don't know, it's been kind of quietish, a couple of days for us. But then again, if you read between the lines, maybe not that quiet.
Yeah, I'm not watching the Club World Cup, to be honest, only Juventus, so I can't really talk about that. But yeah, news came out that Vlahovic is not making what everyone thought he's making, so he's not on 12, and that's also super
we knew
interesting.
That, right?
So
you told,
we
told us that.
Yeah, we said it months and months and months ago that he makes 8 plus some signing bonus or some loyalty bonus or something.
So ridiculous, but
yeah.
I mean, considering the output,
still 8. He's still the highest paid striker in the league.
So apparently it's 8 plus 2.5 he got in bonuses today, or the 13th of June it is, or something like that. He gets 2.5 and it stays. That's his new deal for next season. So 10 is his fixed fee now as well. And then next season he's on 10 million euros plus another 2 at the end of this month again, basically. So he's never really on 12-ish, officially. It's just he will be on 8, 10 next season, and at the end of the season he gets 2. I don't really have an okay. You know what the issue is with the wage? In a normal situation, those bonuses would have been paid upfront, and we would have had no clue about them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's I see people losing their minds about it, but you know what? It's people are losing their minds about it because it's in the know. But usually we don't know the signing bonuses. We have no clue really about it, and it's done and dusted, So when the news comes out that he's asking 10 million euros from clubs and 12, I don't believe that, by the way, because he's never really on that money, and he knows that those are bonuses, and our clubs out there, agents, know that that's not really the case. So whenever those stories come out, he's asking for 12. That's ridiculous because he never was on 12. So why would he be asking that? That's insane. Even if you're his agent, you're like, you cannot ask that, buddy. Like, that's impossible. I will never be able to get that as an agent. No agent, not even Mina Raya coming back from the dead is getting that deal for Vlahovic. So that I'm not a big fan of when it comes to reporting. And because it kind of puts everything in a weird spotlight, even for us. When the media talks about it, I'm like, I think you're lying because he's not on 12. When you talk about journalists talking about, oh, he's on 12, that's why the issue is, I'm like, I cannot really take your serious reporting on the situation and the club, because you're kind of putting out a fake story, just to do what, so I mean, it's still a lot of money, right? Like, it's still ridiculous. Even if he was on 8, like, forget 8, if he was on 1.5, people would still have an issue with it because he's playing bad. Like,
yeah,
I think that's the issue right now. He's playing bad and we need to move him on. That's it. On 12 million euros, on 10 million euros, on a free, he's playing bad and he needs to be moved. Shouldn't that be the discussion really among fans?
Yeah. And people are coming for him, saying that why isn't he just leaving? He doesn't want to play, whatever. But no one would drop that much money, like, none of us would actually earn that much, first of all. And also, we don't know, like, come on, it's a lot of money to just leave on the table, in my eyes. So unless someone offers him something like, I don't know, 6 mil and a good signing bonus, he's not going anywhere, and I can't blame him for that, to be honest.
No, like I agree. Like I share that opinion when it comes to like, okay, you're on that money. But usually I'm from that opinion when it comes to players who are towards the end of the career or just, they really like, how do you want to say that? For example, an Arthur, like you're never gonna get that money and nearer close, Vlahovic can
Yeah.
still get 7 or something from a Milan. They will pay 7 million euros or something. They will, So I don't think if he moves Klopp, he's gonna need to play for peanuts. That's where my issue comes in with my own view on the situation. Because I agree, I've said it many times. You gave him the money, you cannot really. But I always said that about Ramsey. Like, yeah, he's never gonna get that money again. Obviously, he's not gonna give it up. When it comes to Vlahovic, I'm like, surely, you're what is he, 24, 25? You wanna revive your career, right? Like you wanna reach levels you thought you were gonna reach. And I don't know, doesn't he feel like, I think he feels that it's not good, especially after that post
Yeah.
he put on social media. I think that's the point where even he's like, I don't really care anymore. Like it's just me now. Right now, it's just me, me, me. That was shameless what he did. Like absolutely shameless. And that told me it's just about me, And to be honest, a lot of players are about me. The moment Monta got sacked, that week before and after, that's the first thing I said. I said a bunch of individuals just thinking about themselves, using the excuse of now we're a group again and the friendship thing and the DNA. I'm like, all buzzwords that are not helping you win on the field. Because if it was that easy, it would have been dominating football for ages. Good friends in the locker room, win. That's not the case. I remember stories from uh, Ferguson's menu. Players in the locker room didn't like each other. They didn't like each other. Some of the players, but you know what? They were winning, so you kept it moving. You don't need to like each other in a club to win. That's also some of those myths out there where you all need to be very close friends, otherwise you're not winning. That's I think you can ask Tudor, and he will tell you that in his time there were in the lock. We all play football. You don't like every teammate. You don't even
Yeah.
talk to every teammate on a daily basis. That's normal, but it is an issue right now, moving out Vlahovic, because
But also,
yeah, he's not willing
like,
to accept a move.
yeah, and
Period.
his idea is to just leave for free next year. What does
Do you
he
believe
think?
that?
Like, he's gonna be a bench player.
Do you believe that? Sorry, because that's the news
Ah,
out there, right? Because I would be,
yeah, I'm not
I would be
sure.
absolutely shocked if that's actually true.
Mm. If it's true, then it would be stupid from him, because he will not make more money sitting on the bench. Um, but yeah, there is not really an offer that is there out there. So I'm really confused on what he wants, because the club for sure wants to get rid of him. And
Yeah,
is there like any news that any club wants him other than Milan? But that was also like,
Fenerbahce. I think Klopp will take him, obviously, but I mean, yeah, the demands could be an issue. People also keep hitting the like buttons. I'm not doing it in the chat, but hit the like button. Appreciate that very much. Uh, I mean, like the offers for Fenerbahce, I don't think he wants to go with Fenerbahce. I don't blame him for not joining
yeah,
Fenerbahce, by the way. I don't.
yeah,
I don't. With all due respect, I don't even blame Timothée Weah or Mbangula to say no to Forest, because yeah, they had a ridiculous season, but most likely they're gonna struggle again next season. Like they completely overperformed and they still finish in the Conference League places and they overperform.
yeah,
So I don't blame these players for saying I don't want to go play for Nottingham Forest. I don't blame the players, by the way, because with all due respect, I think Timothée Weah and Mbangula can get more interesting clubs. Maybe not in the Premier League, but especially Mbangula, like a better project, a better thing for his career. So I don't blame these players for saying no, by the way. You know, but Vlahovic, if Milan won you an Allegri and you don't want to join Fenerbahce, then even on a free next season, where are you gonna go? Because now the thing is, he's blocking apparently And I want to bring up this comment because I talked about it as well. Wasn't it Guido saying that Giuntoli was going to ask the club to sign Tonali and Oshiman because of the good financial situation, and now we can afford a bag of crisps with onion flavor. That is my point, So that's the report from the media today. He's blocking the David move. Actually, he's blocking everything, and we need to sell before we
Yeah.
sign players. I think the selling part is more about getting wages off the books rather than
Yeah.
because we're not getting
Exactly.
big fees for the players we're trying to move on. To be honest, Rugani, Diallo, like that's peanuts money. Like if you need 4 or 5 million to sign a player, I don't believe that. It's more about getting players off the wage bill and just a slimmer squad as well. But that's correct, because that's the first thing I said this morning to myself. I'm like, the same outlets were saying a couple of weeks were saying like, Tonali was the main target and this was the main target. Players who cost a lot of money. The financial situation has improved. The books have balanced, and now it's like, oh, Jonathan David is waiting a free transfer because we cannot move out Vlahovic because we need the money. I'm like, I think it's more about we need the space and the squad rather than the money. In my opinion, I don't know how you're really looking at it, because surely we have 10 or 50 million euros to pay Jonathan David's agent, right?
Yeah. I just don't think they want to have 8 to 10 million player just sitting on the bench and taking up space and all that. So to be honest, I don't believe it's blocking it. It's more like slowing it down maybe, or something. They need to figure out then who to get rid of instead of Vlahovic if it's not possible. So we have space in the squad. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because I mean, if that's actually the case, it's extremely worrying, like alarming situation.
We should
for the
have
club
money.
to be in.
Yeah, we should have money, honestly.
And it's not
As far
like
as we
we're not
understand.
talking about 50 million euros transfers.
Yeah.
We're talking about free
Yeah.
transfers with agents fees, like in a normal situation as well. So I've seen Como spend more money than us. So
Yeah.
I don't really believe that. I think they are worried about moving out Vlahovic, but you cannot keep Vlahovic in the squad. Even if he wants to stay, you cannot use him next season because that's not a player you can count on. And as well, that goes against everything you're trying to do with Timothy Weah and Bangula right now. When the talk was all about the locker room doesn't like this, how will that go down in the locker room? Like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those people where I'm like, Danilo was good in the locker room. I'm like, yeah, I'm happy for the players that like Danilo, but guess what? He was in the locker room and we were bad. Like it wasn't helping us win or something. So I'm not like, I have nothing. Like if Danilo was in the locker room and we were winning, I'm like, yeah, keep him as the mascot. I don't care. But we're not good as well. So I don't care about it. Like this is a football club. This is not a group of friends hanging around after work, after a 9 to 5 job. Like this is a serious thing, about millions. And I need to hear about friends in the locker room and stuff. I'm like, dude, are these guys children? Or like they're getting paid millions and they're pissed because a friend is leaving the club? Like that's the sport you're in. I don't get it. That's the sport you're in. I don't understand how like you can still meet each other after work. I get like I don't get those stories, So I don't care if the club is like, Vlahovic, well, you're not gonna play, you're gonna sit out. And people are like, oh, disrespectful. Is it? We're still paying him. Like we are in charge. If you're not playing, then move. If you want to play, move. But you're not going to play. It's not disrespectful. It's business. That's going back to when Timothy Weah's agent came out. And his point of view was like, actually it started off well. And I was like, I think he's looking at Kostic came back and he's playing. I'm like, I get it. But your client has an offer. Kostic has no offer right now, but he shouldn't be playing either way. So I agree with that, thought process. And then he went on talking about, I cannot believe how greedy the club is. And it's all about money. I'm like, a football agent talking about money and greedy. I've seen it all. Like, I don't think it will get any stranger than this, So when that came out, I was like, as a club, you need to react to this. And if Komoli is serious, he rings up Weah's agent and he's like, "You're not doing that anymore. You're just not doing that anymore." And you find a club for Timothy Weah because he's not going to play. He's not part of the project. Period. And he does the same for Vlahovic. He rings up his agent and he's like, "He's not part of the project. Find your guy a club because he's not going to play. Even if you find him the end day of August, this is the fee we're going to get. You make it work. And if not, then he's just going to sit out, and it is what it is."
Yep.
It is what it is. Somebody said, surely we have 12 million to pay. It's more, it's 12 million net potentially throughout the season, but it's more for us. It's more money for us. It's close to 20 probably, or maybe a little bit over the 20 million for us. But yeah, like right now, do you not agree, Norm, that the club needs to act and be strong in their position and say it's done?
Yeah, but
It's
but
just
we haven't
done.
been strong for a while now, as a club. We just don't. I don't know. The management hasn't been strong for a while now. But yeah, I agree. I just feel a little bad for Bangula and Weah, how it went down. But and also the agent said that the club is greedy or whatever, but they accepted the offer. It was them who rejected the offer because they just didn't want to go to England, to that specific team. So yeah, the club needs to just call the agent, tell him as you said, that he will not play, so we better find a club for him.
Also it was very serious, interesting, and I just thought about it today, by the way, is that when we put him in the stands, the news of them rejecting Nottingham Forest came out the day after, where it's like now they officially rejected Nottingham Forest. So today I was thinking about it. I was like, so you guys did open talks, being Timothy Weah's agent, but what wasn't good, the money or something? I don't know. Maybe the timing of the reporting is off, but I'm like, I don't know. Like there were days between, and afterwards, Roman and all these guys came out and said now they officially rejected, uh, the offer of Nottingham Forest. So were there talks? Was there a little opening? And was that about being greedy? I don't know. Like I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah. So isn't Romano said that Nottingham Forest actually rejected?
Yeah, but
They
that
won't
makes no
talk.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made it sound out that they rejected our demands, which is that didn't happen.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. They got rejected
Something
by
is
the
weird.
players. That's it.
Yeah, probably they didn't want to go to Nottingham Forest for that money, and yeah, I think it's something like that. It has to be, and also they are comfortable here at Juve, and I don't know. It's a mess, the whole thing. And to be honest, like, what's the wrong with Bangula? Like, he can be a really good rotational player, and his wage is also really low. I'm pretty sure it's like 1.5 mil or something, and we can't get too much money for him. And we want to get rid of also Nico Gonzalez as well, so we will not have wingers. So I'm confused a little bit.
Yeah, I don't understand the Bangula thing as well. I'm with you. I'm actually with you.
Like
Other than
he
Tudor
played he
Esser
played good
decipher.
the whole season, like, and he
Yeah,
was a
he's not.
Serie A player last year, just like Savona.
Yeah, when we talk about like, can you upgrade on Bangula? Yeah,
Of
like
course, yeah,
definitely, like that's for sure. But it's very clear that we're not asking a lot of money. It's not that we're gonna get in
yeah,
a ton of money. Apparently it's like 8 million euros.
yeah.
So
It's crazy.
is it worth to get 8 million euros? And he's on peanuts, by the way. And maybe you need to give him a bit more if he stays, but still, it's peanuts. For me personally, it will make more sense to keep him, in the squad than keep others rather than improve. And I don't want to make that example again because it's my daily video for tomorrow. So I'm going to spoil it a little bit. For example, People are gonna say you bring that name up again, but it is what it is. It's about contract talks. McKennie, isn't it smarter? Because McKennie is a backup, and if not, it is this the situation is worse. Like if they don't view him as a backup, it makes it all a bit worse, in my opinion. But let's assume he's a backup in the midfield. You know, isn't it smarter? Because if the money is an issue at the club, isn't it smarter for the club to say, you know what, McKennie, what are you gonna get 20, 25 million euros for you, and not renew you and 3 million euro season to be a backup, and we just call up Miretti to be the backup and be on not even 1 million euros a season? It doesn't that make more sense for a club who's thinking about financial, things as well, trying to improve the starting 11, and that goes for Mbangula as well. Doesn't it makes more sense say Nico Gonzalez, if there's an offer, you need to leave. We're gonna keep Mbangula and we're gonna reinvest in midfield and we're gonna shape the team up a little bit, which we're already doing, by the way. That we don't actually need to play a play like Gonzalez, on a regular basis. Isn't that smarter? So, like the reports are not really adding up when it comes to financial thing, and the players were trying to move on and renew. It's not really adding up all, in my opinion.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't get Miretti. Like he should definitely stay. And it hurts a little. I don't care about Fagioli too much, but Miretti hurts a little bit. That we actually want to get rid of him, and not just a loan again. But I think he should be with the first team. What else? I want to say something else. Oh my god, I forgot.
But even Fagioli, for example,
yeah,
like let's say Fagioli was at the squad right now. Wouldn't it make more sense to keep a player like Fagioli as a backup than a player like McKennie? You know what I get? Because of the transfer fee you didn't pay the wages. Isn't that for a club who apparently is thinking about finances?
Yeah.
So I don't get it. What's not adding up is the reporting.
I don't know, because Comoli as well, like he said, like, oh, numbers here, numbers there, and then he's scouting left and right. So I'm super confused about everything right now. It's really weird.
Yeah, I mean, the Comoli one, because you brought it up really quickly. Apparently, he's scouting Wesley. Tonight, and he's actually playing well, by the way. I don't think you like when it comes to Comoli as well. Like I was live on was it Friday? I think it was Friday. I was live, and somebody said you cannot be harsh on Comoli. I can, like, do I need to see him mess up for a summer and then act like it didn't really happen? Because he just got in. I don't really care if he just came in. If you're doing weird stuff, weird things, we need to address that, as a fan base. And weird things apparently are, planned to be done right now. So for me, it's worrying. Now you can look at the bright side or the positive side, whatever you want to call it, and it's like, oh, July is around the corner. Now everything can kick off, apparently. I think we wasted a lot of time right now. Not for not announcing players, but it feels like it's all a bit confusing right now. Like there's no clear plan what we're trying to do. It's a bit, a bit of this, a bit of that, and I'm just worried, that things are going to move way too slow and we get in a similar position like last season, where we, start the preseason, which is even worse this season as well, because we're playing couple cup games. I mean, I think Allegri is going to start training this week, I've read, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen a report that he's going to start with Milan this week training, which is extremely early. I'm not saying we should be doing that as well, but we're going to start quite late, with our preparation. And I'm actually very scared that we're going to get players in way too late as well. I am. Right now, I am extremely scared about that, especially key players. That is my biggest thing, key players.
Yeah, I'm already reading a comment that I think is silly.
Let me wait. Yeah? Let me see.
Not that silly actually, because the next comment makes sense. Yeah, you're right. The players, whenever we are out, probably what, Tuesday, right? When we're playing against Real, the players will get 2 weeks, because that's the rule. They already got 1 week. They have to have 3 weeks of holidays. So, and I mean, some of the names that like Laporte, I like, for example, that there are some names that I like that we, there were rumors about, but yeah, it's already July and we didn't make a single signing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not frustrated that there's no official announcement. That's not really the thing. But from good sources, you can say, okay, it's kind of a done deal. That is my frustration, because it's from Sancho's close, one step away to, oh, there's no actually it's that far away. It's not really happening. To Jonathan David, it's one step away to, oh, it's all blocked because this says and this. Like, it fluctuates way too often. Also, with similar sources as well. From similar sources as well, where it's like, do you guys actually do not know what is happening? Is the club misleading you? Or is that really the situation, which is, a very worrying thing, if that's actually the situation, that we're going to waste a lot of time on, certain deals.
Yeah.
That's how I'm looking at it, because in certain areas, you cannot waste time. Being center back, being striker position, you cannot waste time.
Yeah.
If you waste time on getting Conceição, I don't really have an issue with that, because he knows the club. If he joins August the 1st, maybe his fitness level is a bit off, maybe, but he knows the club, So now, if he joins in August and it took so long because we saved 2-3 million, then I will lose my shit. I'm like, you really, for 2-3 million? That's, then I will lose my, what. But if he joins in August, Conceição, and you save a lot of money, apparently, or you got a better deal payment wise, I'm like, he knows the club. It's easy to slot him in. It's like he just never left. I don't have an issue with that, for example. But if you bring in a center back in August, then I'm going to lose my mind. If it's a starting center back, by the way, then I'm going to lose my mind. Really. Yeah. Those are like, or a striker in August, then I'm going to lose my mind. Then I'm like, these are main guys. These are main positions. How many times are we going to do that over and over and over again? Inter, we all laugh at Inter. Oh, Inzaghi laugh. Their business is almost done already.
Yeah.
It's almost done. Napoli, it's almost done. It's all lined up. Is it, Luca? Fine. Is it the Dutch player? Noah Lang? Is it Noah Lang? It's kind of done. Who else? Nonge, they know the price. It's just haggling a bit here and there, and you will get it done as well. Like, they get the business done. If you like those players or not, that's all up for debate. Are you a fan of those players? Fine. It's not really the point. Those are the players they want, and they're getting it done. And we are wasting so much time, in my opinion, for key positions, and it's frustrating. It's really frustrating.
The Leo Ortiz news are back from Flamengo.
Sorry?
From Mirko Di Natale. Leo Ortiz, last winter we were rumored to get him, the defender.
Isn't he like 30 years old or something?
29, yeah. And he's playing in Flamengo.
Oh, now I can see. Oh, he's 29. I'm watching Flamengo. Is he playing?
I have no idea.
Oh, he's playing.
Is he playing?
He's playing. I've not noticed. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, he's a center back. Maybe it's better if you don't notice,
But they want to keep him. Like, these are signings that are not like, this is.
Yeah. We need an actual quality defender next to Bremer. That's what we need. At least one.
I'm sorry. Like. Oh, do they have a red card for me? Or what the hell did I miss? I'm watching the game. Oh, Pulgar. Where was I when he got a red card? I thought he was just subbed out because he was injured. Yeah, that's all you need to know how I'm watching these games.
Yeah,
Did he
there
got
was
a
no
red
red
card?
card. I don't see it. No, no, no. I don't see it.
Oh no. Then why is it, labeled red? Oh, it's gone now. The
Own
sound is
goal.
actually bad. Yeah, the own goal is up. But signing a 20-year-old defender from the Brazilian league, whatever the name is, it's not a good sign. I can promise you that. It's
Yeah.
not a good sign. So stay away. Like, oh my god, that would you agree? I'm from the opinion of if we don't have money, and we need to sign these players, do not sign these players.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
There's no point.
Just keep the money and play with Gatti, Savona, Kalulu, and Cali. There's no point in doing
Pretty
it
sure Rugani is better than
because
this
one
dude,
year,
to be honest.
because you know what it is, 2 years from now or 1 year from now, you're in the summer like, who wants to buy an Ortiz? You know,
Yeah.
what's going to happen. These are not players you should be looking at. This is actually sad. Like there's no other way to describe it. It's sad.
Come
I'm not
on,
even
man. The numbers
asking to
show he's
sign
good.
Van Dijk.
The stats,
What?
the data. The data must show he's
Actually,
really
if I
good.
look it up, it probably will show up. It's not that good.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
So
Just don't get it.
you can not, like, if that's the name you're gonna give me, then I'm gonna back Lloyd Kelly. I'm gonna do Lloyd Kelly propaganda. I don't want to waste another. I'm like 50 million euros for a almost 30-year-old center back from the Brazilian league. That cannot be, like, even if he's good, that's a no go. Like, for real, let's be real right now. I don't care who Komoli is. That's the thing where Alka needs to step in. If he actually cares, it's like, we're not doing this. This we're not doing. Like, what the hell is this? So you didn't, and I'm not the biggest fan. You didn't spend 50 million euros on Coppola, but you're signing a 30-year-old center back from the Brazilian league for 50 million. I'm not even
Yeah.
the biggest Coppola fan, but man, like, that makes absolutely no sense for the club. And at the same time, it makes a lot of sense for this club. Like, come on. Somebody asked me that question, and maybe you can answer it. What center backs do we like? What because let's say Bremer is back and he can stay fit for 75% of the game. I think that's already a miracle next season. That, like, if he stays fit for 75% of the games, amazing. And he can play at a high level in season one already. Fantastic. What should we do? Because I'm assuming we're going to play with a back three, right? I don't think Tudor is really going to change that. Damn it. I don't think Tudor is really going to change that. Yeah, I have a new stand, but it's not really working. I don't think Tudor is really going to change that. What is the ideal? Because I think we miss speed. I actually do think, I don't think we have quick center backs. I don't think we have very smart center backs. Technically, very poor center backs we have. We need a lot in a center back, and probably you won't get that out of one center back, obviously.
Yeah.
But Bremer,
Yeah.
I think his positioning has been improving a lot, and I think he's just strong, period. So do we need just a smartish, good-footed center back who can get us out of trouble when we get because if this backline get pressed, and it wasn't even that much press against Man City, it looks it looks comical, period. Like, it looks really bad, So what do we need? Who are the names out there? Who can we trust?
Okay. So, first of all, we need Veiga back immediately. But Veiga is not quality enough, so I would say we need another one on top of that. And okay, so we need quality, and we need someone who potentially Tudor knows or likes. So Balerdi from Marseille makes sense, and Albanese says as well that he's on top of the list.
He also said it's impossible, basically.
Yes. I am also a big sucker for Gonzalo Inacio from Sporting.
He's okay.
But yeah. And we mentioned already Spanish dude in Saudi, Laporte. Laporte is also. So if we get two of any of these names, or like if we get Laporte alone, I would be content. But ideally, I would want two. Yeah, because Kelly just can't. I'm sorry, Kelly just can't start, and Gatti neither. So yeah.
You know what I was thinking right now, because I just I just saw Ortiz in a shot. If I need to go off the transfer links right now, and tell me if I'm wrong, it's just Juntuli's list, right? Only the good names have been left out. Oshiman and Tonali, they are not being mentioned. But other than that, it's just Juntuli's list. Jonathan David, this Ortiz guy. Who else have we been linked with?
I think Wesley, we were linked with him
Wesley
before.
as well this season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, name it. Like, it's just, and actually oh my god. Yeah, I just saw Ortiz again, and it's not a good thing to see. But it's just Juntuli's list. Like, there's nothing new as well. There's nothing fancy, exotic, or something like interesting. Yeah, you get the Tuttosport links from a Nice player or a Monaco player, but you feel from the reporting that it's not really good reporting, is it? It's just get the name out there, and like one of the 1,000 links out there. Basically in a normal summer, where it's like, yeah, it's just to fill up the newspaper on the day. It's not really a link, is it?
Maybe it's also because we don't have a sporting director yet, and they're just recycling some names. Like maybe they just called back some agents they already talked with or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, these are the same names we've seen the past 2 years for sure.
That and some French Ligue 1 players. A lot of Ligue 1 players. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of them. Where it's like, yeah, that probably will be Comodi. I think if you make a list, we've been linked with half the Ligue 1 almost at this point.
Yeah, but
Like, every day
good
new
players
Ligue 1
there, so I wouldn't mind it, some.
But it feels fake, the reporting. It's like, oh, Comoli has been there, So like it doesn't feel genuine. It feels like, yeah, it's just not gonna happen because the link, it's not really making sense.
Yeah, it's a weird period now for sure.
Somebody said Hansko earlier on. He's a Mota target, and to be honest, he's
gone
not
already,
that good. I've seen it. I don't know where he is, but I've seen it. Even in the summer, I was like, he's not. When we needed a defender because we were so all over the place. I was like, man, if you can get him in January over a Cali, then yeah. But we didn't do that. I'm like, you don't need to go for him again in the summer because he's actually not. It's not bad, but it's not.
I think he's 27 from the Dutch league. Like, come on.
Like, yeah, but even like for me, the Dutch league, it is what it is. But just quality wise, it's not special. Like, he's not. In 2 years of time or 3 years time, you get rid of those players. You're like, yeah, you don't. It's done. Like, it's not like there's nothing about these players that you like. Yeah, go for them again. Absolutely nothing. And that's the thing for me right now. The players who are being linked to it as well. A lot of these players are like, you don't have much. You don't leave much to the imagination. Like, what you see is what you get. You know what I mean? Like, what you see from the links, that's what you get. You don't get anything special. You don't get anything new. Or you don't see. You will not see really any improvement because, yeah, they already hit a certain ceiling. So
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I was worried because there were no links with center backs. Now I'm more worried because the links for center backs are that bad. They're just bad. That's the reality. They're bad.
Yeah. Also the striker, like Jonathan David, and that's it. But we need to get a center back as fast as possible to jail with this squad. And I can't watch another season with Gatti as a starter. I'm sorry. So so right now, what is our starter? Gatti, Bremen, and Kalulu, or that's really weak.
Yeah, probably that's the starting 11, or that's the starting center back partnership
Yeah, that's
if
that's that's
everybody's
not
fit,
okay.
right?
Yeah,
It's definitely
and
not
if there's
okay,
one
you know.
injury,
And
then Kelly, Savona pops in. So yeah,
I don't think I don't think any fan is expecting to sign, I don't know, Konate because he's almost out of contract. Like I don't think any fan is that insane to believe that right now. Right? I don't think anyone's thinking about that. But I think people are more like they're looking for more than, like I said, a 30-year-old center back from the Brazilian league.
yeah,
For example, like surely it can be better and more than that. Because that's all sorts of wrong being linked with these players. And also, it's just
yeah,
Juntuli's list. Why did you sack Juntuli? What was the point of sacking Juntuli of just picking up his list and going again? That also tells you this is not a transfer market for Tudor as well. It's for the club again.
mm,
Because some of these names were linked when we had Motta in charge as well.
yeah,
So it makes it all even worse. It makes it even worse. You have a coach you don't really believe in, and now on top of that, you're going to give him players he actually doesn't really want as well. Like, that's a recipe to getting sacked before Christmas again as a club. Like, that's the only way this is heading right now. Yeah, it's early and whatever, but like we are in a position where certain things cannot be taken 2-3 months. It just can't. It cannot, because you will end up with players that are not good enough. Um, at this rate, we will need another 2 years to fix the squad. Yeah, they're gonna make it worse. So yeah, I read somewhere that Rugani is starting. Rugani, I've not seen that, to be honest, and that cannot be the case. Um,
that would be silly.
it's gonna be Kalulu Kali, and you just play Gatti even with one leg, like, or you just slot in Locatelli at that point. You cannot like imagine rocking up with Kalulu, Rugani, and Kelly. Gati's
Mm,
not really injured. He's just not fit, is he? He's just not. He's just
yeah,
not 100% fit to start the game. But he's not really injured. Like he can
he can
play,
play
but he
like
cannot
60
play.
minutes. I would assume.
Yeah, he's not injured. He's just not up to speed. But again, Colt Miners wasn't, and he played quite a lot. But you
Yeah,
cannot rock up with Rugani at the back. Got injured again today. I read.
didn't read
I haven't
anything.
seen that. I haven't seen that. You can be right, but I've not seen that. But even if he's injured, okay, then you play Locatelli at center back. You do
Yeah,
that. Like, what's the point of playing players who are not going to be here anyway? Players who struggle at Ajax, one of the worst Ajax teams I've seen in. Actually, than I can recall. I'm not gonna lie. And the crazy part, they almost won a title. Play Locatelli defender.
yeah,
Chico trained with the team today, so he will start. Maybe it's not really a given as well. He trained with the
yeah.
team,
I don't
but
care about Chico.
yeah, I don't think that's going to be really the issue against
Yeah,
Real Madrid. Maybe doing something up front, fine, but I think the main issue is
we've
not conceding a couple of goals.
yeah, we've seen how Manchester City was running behind us all game long, and honestly, Real just gonna do the same.
That
Like,
was
who's
actually
gonna
crazy, the
stop
goals we conceded.
Vinny? Who's gonna stop Vinny, Mbappe, and whoever plays? Like,
Yeah, and it's lined up to be an absolute bloodbath again.
hey, it's going to be another
But
5-4-5 goal, whatever.
the club solution is apparently signing a 30-year-old center back from the Brazilian league.
Hmm.
Crazy. People hit the like button because we're not going to go on very longer anymore. Only have 26 likes, which is all kinds of sad, So let's get to at least 40, 50. If everyone clicks that like button right now, we will get there. If we were able to get Hansko Balerdi for defense, we would have improved a lot. And Wesley right wing with right mid, right back, I think. With striker, Jonathan David should be our goal, but we need to start moving faster. That's really slow. I've not seen enough of Baler to agree with that. So
Yeah,
you might be
me
right.
neither.
And Hanchko, yeah, yeah, but no, I don't want to pay 30 million euros for Hanchko. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to do that
Is 30 the
because we will
price?
be setting. Yeah, around 30 is what Feyenoord wants.
Hmm.
I don't think we should be paying that because it's not a lot of money in today's market. But yeah, I don't think I'm not the biggest Hanchko fan. Maybe that's more so the issue as well. Then I rather would have spent 30 million in total for Coppola and Leone. To be honest,
Or
that's why.
Vega. Haha.
Or Vega, yeah, or Vega. That's also a weird one
Yeah,
considering the links.
I'm I really want to be right on this one. My dream is that we're actually playing with Chelsea, and we try to get him for as low as possible, maybe like 20,
They
because
left.
they don't want him. They
They
can't
left him
keep
out of the
him.
squad.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah,
left him out of the squad. I mean, how? I don't think we can lowball Chelsea. That's a weird club. If they set a price, you're gonna need to. They sell. You need to look it up on transfer market. They sell players you have never heard of and never
yeah,
will for fees where you're like, how is that even possible? Like, how you manage to do that? It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous.
yeah. They have
So
like 55 players or
yeah,
60 or something.
yeah, as well, as well. Like, it's unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable. But yeah, not a positive week for us. Result wise, transfer news wise, we just need to hope that it starts picking up again because most likely we will lose again on Tuesday. I think that's more likely than us winning that game. Somehow there's always a little shot, but let's be realistic here. It feels impossible with that backline that you're gonna stop that team. It's like it feels just impossible. So maybe after Tuesday things start picking up when players leave and they're like, okay, football is really done now. I can sit down with my agent, see what the options are, and etc. Maybe things start moving again. But that being said, like that's me being a bit more, doing the copium thing, because I'm like, even if that's the case, our links could have been much better. Or Komoli is fantastic and is leaking absolutely nothing to the media, which also seems very unlikely that he's leaking absolutely nothing to the media. Or nothing gets leaked to the media. Let me put it that way.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah.
everyone is moving, but we're not moving. It's killing me.
Why doesn't Tudor play with four defenders if Kati's not fit? He's being stubborn like Guardiola, like he's Guardiola or something. Uh, good question. I don't know. If you had decent
Uh,
journalists in the media out there, they would have asked these questions. But the questions he get asked at times, I'm like, are you trying to get information out of him, or are you trying to record a social media clip? Like actually, for real, some of the questions he get asked are like vibes questions where I'm like you don't get information from those questions. Why would you ask? You have one opportunity on the day to ask a question, and there are so many
yeah,
things fans are breaking their heads about, and even the media. And the question is like, how was Kostic with the group? I'm like, nobody gives a shit. Like actually, for real, nobody cares how Kostic is with his teammates in the locker room. Like, who cares? Like absolutely nobody cares. And that's the question you're asked. I'm like, yeah. Like it's strange. Ask the question, why are you playing with three center backs when you're struggling, for example? You know, that could be a good question, in my opinion. Why is Douglas Luiz not getting any minutes? That could be a very good question. Let me know. And when the answer is, I have so many good players, counter that saying that, fine, but some of them have not been playing well. Why is he not? Like, but sometimes they do ask a question, and the answer is like, I have so many good players. And they're like, okay, next question.
Yeah.
Being a journalist, you have eyes. You cannot accept that answer. You must say, for real, we're watching the game. Some of these midfielders, Colt Myers, McKennie, are not playing well. Why is Douglas Luiz not playing that? Because him not getting minutes, for example, against Man City when we were getting absolutely slaughtered still is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. When you gave Kostic 70 minutes or something, it's unbelievable. And I cannot wait for Douglas Luiz to come out and tell us what the hell happened. Like for real.
Yeah.
Because I don't have an explanation for it right now. No. Serious question: are we finished in terms of a sporting perspective? Like, are we truly finished? And I know that people think that this is a troll question. I'm serious. Are we done? For the next couple of seasons, it feels like that. Yeah, it feels. That's the
For
feeling.
now,
I don't
yeah.
think. For now, that's the feeling. And then we will see at the end of the window. But for now, it's the feeling.
Yeah, but when you have Erkan as the top of everything, and then it just, yeah, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Daniele Longo saying, like I said a couple of days ago, Dusan told people kind of close to him that he wants to stay and at Juve. He likes Milan, but not at 6 million euros a season. Okay.
So nothing.
Yeah, nothing. But I don't know who did he told that he wants to stay at Juve. His close family. Good for your family, but like for you as a Juve, you need to jump in right now. Like, you're not staying. You need to leave. You'll go on holiday right now. You can come back to the Continassa, but you're training with the next gen or something, or on your own. You're not training with the first team. You're done. I'm 100% convinced he will move. I don't think he's a player who's actually going to sit out. I don't think he's that type of player.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. 11 players. Switch to Dutch for some reason. 11 players on Tudor sell list. Yeah, that's also a video I've done tomorrow. So check out tomorrow's video. I don't know how Dusan brains work. Being a parasite for a club, he must be understand the situation too. Yeah, right now it doesn't look like it. Ali, will you keep or sell or loan? Ali, will you do a keep, sell, or loan edition? I already done that about 3 weeks ago. You can go out and check it. It was a live video, so it's on that live tab. But I've done it, I think 3 weeks ago. So check that one out.
Those are the tier lists, right?
Yeah, the
Like,
tier list. It was
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't, but that was keep, loan, or sell. And I tried to be realistic. I told everybody at the video, in the start of the video, that for the club being realistic. Otherwise, it would be a very odd video where I needed to create new tiers at the bottom rather than the top. But I tried to, keep a level head in that video. But anyways, people, I'm gonna wrap this one up because it's extremely late over here. It's getting late. I'm done. And there's gonna be another week starting in literally about 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, a new week starts. It's almost July, and yeah, I'm already done with the summer. Like, usually I'm saying, let's bring football back. It's on. Like, football's on. That's the issue. It's on. I don't miss the games. I don't miss the club because I've seen him play last week, and it wasn't good, or this week. And even if we are out on Tuesday, and we have 2 weeks of weird transfer news, I'm not gonna say bring back football because the football has been poor as well. So
yeah,
right now it's just like the news is gonna dictate our emotions throughout the summer, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna. Oh my god, I've seen one of the weirdest comments ever on the Daniele Longo thing. Someone saying, if Vlahovic really wants to stay, give him a new deal. On a reasonable wage. But that can what's a reasonable wage? It's like 3 million euros based on his performance. So he's not gonna do. yeah, like I don't know. We will see how that will develop. We will see once the Club World Cup is over. We will see how that will go. Uh, People, thanks for joining as always. Last summer emptied our pockets. It will be hard to mercato this season. Maybe. Man, we will get slapped by Madrid. Can't wait for Lewis to stay that game and become the scapegoat. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna play, so he will escape that as well. Um, Anyways, people, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you are new, tomorrow no live. Not gonna do it, but I will have 1 or 2 videos out, so stay tuned for that. And then Tuesday it's match day, match reaction, and then Wednesday we will be live to discuss probably the end of our Club World Cup, and if not, it will be an insane turnaround, I guess, and we will discuss that as well. But anyways, thanks for watching. I speak to you guys soon. Ciao.